How's it going today, guys? This is Tanner with Woodgrain. We're here to show you how to create this beautiful wood accent wall. We're calling this our Victorian diamond. So follow along, guys. We're gonna show you 5 simple steps on how to create this beautiful look. We have a number of different videos showcasing different looks and design styles, and really just trying to help you create a different look and aesthetic for your space. So the first step in the process is the planning stage. In this process, you wanna make sure that you take the time to decide what you're trying to create in your specific space, determine what's aesthetically going to look the best, the design style, the feel of the room. Within this process, we always recommend drawing out your plan. So have some form of a drawing to kind of help you decide where the lines are going to be. It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to have all the measurements, but this will kind of help you have a guide as you get into the install stage. So take the time to plan. This will help you determine what moldings and materials you're going to need as well. And if you can, determine what colors you're going to be using, or have a general idea so you're not disappointed once you get into it and just hate the look and feel. Step 2 is measuring. So we're going to measure the length of the room, the height, and then within that, you're going to determine your break. So with this one specifically, we want to determine the angle of the molding, kind of how it was going to lean, and then how many diamonds, more or less. And so that was kind of the big determinant in the measuring, beyond the length of the room and the height. So we had to determine our angles, and that kind of helped us make a plan for our install stage. So step 3 is install. So install, this one's a little bit more difficult because you want to make sure that you get the consistency of your angles, and you want to make sure the spacing's consistent as well. So I would say this is probably like a 7 or 8 as far as competency of install. It's a little bit more challenging because of the angles and just the consistency of your spacing. It's not impossible by any means. Obviously, anybody can do it. I did it. So within the install stage, we used 18 gauge brad nails, about 1.5 inches to 2 inches in size. We used a ruler, level, to help kind of make sure those lines were consistent. And we drew on the wall. Make sure you're drawing your lines out, spacing, and identifying where those are gonna lay up. And then spend the time getting those joints consistent. We used butt joints, the fact that they were all flat molding profiles. So we used a stop molding for this specific profile, a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch square. So after install comes step 4, which is the finishing phase. This phase is really important. This is going to kind of make the imperfections and any cuts that weren't or joints that weren't perfect, you can really clean up in this stage. So using putty and caulking for any of the seams. So this took a while on the caulking stage. Just the fact you can see there's so many different pieces coming together. There's a lot of molding on this wall, but the caulking on those joints were really important. We used butt joints, so we didn't have that perfect miter, but we were able to kind of cover that up with putty. And then after the fact, we went over with 220 grit sandpaper to make those look seamless and those intersections look kind of flawless within the design. So take your time on the finishing stage. That might take more time than the install, to be honest, but it's gonna make a world of difference when everything's finished. The final step, step 5 in the process, is painting or staining. This is pretty straightforward. I assume most of you guys have probably painted. If not, keep in mind masking is key. So you wanna make sure that you're taping everything off. Have a ground cloth for any of your drips and whatnot. You're bound to get overspray or some kind of paint on the walls or floor that you don't. So make sure you're taping that all off. For this one, we actually painted with paintbrush and roller. In a lot of our other videos, we show you kind of how to do it with spray if you have a spray gun. But really straightforward. You want to make sure that you're keeping in mind you have a lot of angles and weird cracks and stuff like that. So getting that paintbrush and having a couple different sizes to get those hard angles is pretty key. So with paint, it's really up to you. It's what you want to create with the room specifically, or stain. Contrasting colors are always great. This is kind of a beige cream room, so having that pink definitely sets it off, and it's a bold color that was going to make this master bedroom really stand out. But that's really the last step, and pretty straightforward. So good luck. I hope this was informational, educational for you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe below. We have a number of other different videos that kind of help showcase other looks and design styles. If you're interested in finding another one of our accent wall videos, go check out our library below, and follow us on social. So we are Woodgrain on Instagram, Facebook. You know the drill. Thanks for following along, and I hope this was good.